Can I have my seat? No? Welcome, friends, to Masterpiece Theater. Can I get like a little bit? In 1893, Hawaii had a democracy, but we fixed that, overthrew the queen, so we'd have place to grow coffee beans. Join hands with me, sing along the words to our people's imperial song. A paradise we took for free to instate a planter autocracy. So get on the board and come on by. See the apple of the Pentagon's eye. 11 bases, 15 billion a year. That will keep us safe, my dear. So mahalo aleichem, aloha salam. Come and tell me when the party's on. If you're a bitch or beat, don't you frown. Our most famous singer weighs 600 pounds. So before the sea rises and brings its doom and traps us in this ashy tomb, take a jet plane here, go for a whirl, see the last green grass of a dying world. So mahalo akbar, you know it's haram to skip the luau on a Ramadan. As Kamehameha himself used to say, we gotta jihad the aloha way. We gotta jihad the aloha way. We gotta jihad, we gotta jihad, we gotta jihad the aloha. Tricked her. Well, well, I keep hearing you're concerned about my happiness. All this thought you've given me is conscience, I guess. If I were walking in your shoes, I wouldn't worry none. While you and your friends are worrying about me, I'm having lots of fun. I'm counting flowers on the wall that don't bother me at all. Playing solitaire till dawn with a deck of 51, smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. Last night I dressed in tails, pretended I was on the town. As long as I can dream, it's gonna slow the swinger down. So please don't give a thought to me, I'm really doing fine. You can always find me here, I'm having quite a time. I'm counting flowers on the wall that don't bother me at all. Playing solitaire till dawn with a deck of 51, smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. It's good to see you, I must go, I know I look afraid. Anyway, my eyes are not accustomed to this light, and my shoes are not accustomed to this hard concrete. I must go back to my room to make my day complete. I'm counting flowers on the wall that don't bother me at all. Playing solitaire till dawn with the deck of 51, smoking cigarettes and watching Captain Kangaroo. Now don't tell me I've nothing to do. Don't tell me I've nothing to do. That mic was too high. I'm very skeptical about the sound quality of this endeavor. Come and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. We'll walk through the rivers and we'll walk through the sand. We'll walk through the mountains and the valleys and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here's a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of a freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. From Colorado, Kansas, and the Carolinas to Virginia and Alaska, from the old and to the new, Texas and Ohio to the California shore. Tell me who could ask for more? Here's a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of a freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. But she's only as rich as the poorest of her poor, only as free as a padlocked prison door, only as strong as our love for this land, only as tall as we stand. Here's a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of a freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. Come and take a walk with me through this green and growing land. We'll walk through the rivers and we'll walk through the sand. We'll walk through the mountains and the valleys and the plains. Walk through the sun and walk through the rain. Here's a land full of power and glory, beauty that words cannot recall. Oh, her power shall rest on the strength of her freedom. Her glory shall rest on us all. On us all. People like to pontificate and love to tell me that the moon's a false projection and the world is really flat. Things can't just be bad or good, there's no real way to know. And to say we have an answer is to let our privilege show. Well, the laws of physics stay the same regardless how we feel. I hope you and I at least can cry reality is real. Reality is real, reality is real. The stars in the skies are burning gaseous spheres. Math works alright and physics makes it clear that reality is basically real. The world's a complex place, there's many questions left to ask. How God or Krishna made us and for what spiritual task? How can we know what came before if none of us were there? We must trust revealed knowledge from a God who truly cares enough to lead our lives with threats of hell inside our heads. Well, I hope that you've dodged that trap and come to see instead that reality is real. Reality is real, reality is real. The stars in the skies are burning gaseous spheres. Math works alright and physics makes it clear that reality is basically real. Perhaps you've come across folks who think you can read the stars, or learn about the future with the shuffling of cards, or speak to ancient life forms in amethyst or jade. Or let spinal sublimation cure the problems that you've made for your body by not harnessing the boundless flow of ki. Well, I must insist you prove all this before giving up my plea that reality is real. Reality is real. That was odd. Farewell, brother of mine. I hope the fortunes favor you. It's all as well, we'll probably do fine. Now that the junta has pulled off the coup and Grandma and Uncle Jose grow more dependent every day. So though it be swell to flee our poor hell, I've got people to feed while you run away. Abandon the place you were born. It's too risky, unstable, and war-torn. You went to our schools, but you're no simple fool. Just leave us to cry and mourn. Vuelve a nosotros, dear brother of mine. You force me to beg and to plead. Our children are living on gristle and rind, while the general gets what the general needs. Bread lines are starting to form. People push past the old and the weak. We don't know whether to search or to mourn, for those disappeared while we were asleep. And still I feel I can go for all the dependents I know. So it must be swell to flee our poor hell and run to the people who buy what we grow. Leave us here to bleed and to cry, while secret police question and pry. No books, recorders, and state-owned reporters. For any new question, they tell a new lie. Vuelve a nosotros, dear brother of mine. You've left us to fight for our lives. Government bandits are drinking our wine. They torture our husbands, imprison our wives. While you run, we make plans and we bide our time. We strike while we can, make them pay for their crimes. And after we've won, you can let your kids know how many were gunned down to bring back the vote. A nosotros esta raza salvó. Now that the trouble has fled, we'll meet you at the airport, help carry your load. Turistas are safe now that the dictator's dead. It occurs to me I've been recording for 17 and a half minutes, and I don't even know if any of this audio is going to work. I guess the first 2 minutes of that was a cat. I haven't played this song in a while. I was playing it higher, I think. Wonder why. Little Seal played with his friends on the coast of Brittany. Clever games with no real end, playing just for the glee. But too much vigor and noisy zeal frightened all the elder seals, fearing that the predators might hear their joyous squeals. So the elders, to protect the young one, though not cruel sea folk, affixed the bridle to the pup and around his neck a yoke, to keep him tethered to the herd, not going where he pleased. Though it seemed cruel, the group conferred, this pod has pressing needs. Though not cruel folk, the elders spoke over the young one's pleas. The bridle bit and dragged him down, and his pointless playing ended. Why kiss the sun and the open air when there's salmon to be tended? But he still thought of the days held between the sun and waves. He still concerned the elders when they saw his longing case. So the elders to protect the young one, though not cruel sea folk, fed him bits of cone, snail, blowfish, bladder, and urchin yolk, to keep his thoughts how they preferred, not going where they pleased. Though it seemed cruel, the group conferred, this pod has pressing needs. Though not cruel folk, the elders spoke over the young one's plea. His thoughts obscured, his blubber waned, but he always came when called. He became demure, with actions pained, but no longer a threat to all. And he seldom thought about the days, exploring for new hidden caves, with freedom to act or think and feel in new or novel ways. So the elders to protect the young ones, though not cruel sea folk, affixed the bridles to the pups and fed them urchin yolk to keep their thoughts how they preferred, not going where they pleased. Though it seemed cruel, the group conferred, this pod has pressing needs. Though not cruel folk, the elders spoke over the young ones, please.